Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. Today we're going to be listening to a song that I have been saving for this moment for over a year. I have somehow managed to not listen to one of my favorite songs as performed by one of my favorite groups just because I have been saving it for you and this video. So we're going to listen to My Favorite Things by Pentatonix. This song is originally from The Sound of Music. It's a legendary musical, Rodgers and Hammerstein, written in, I think, 1959, but most of us know the film version with Julie Andrews. Extraordinary. That was 1965, won 5 Oscars, very well deserved. And in the film version, she sings this to the Von Trapp children. It's essentially saying, hey, when you're scared or when you're sad, just think about wonderful things and it'll be a lot better. I think that message is so sweet, and all of the various images she pulls up are just really wonderful. I personally appreciate it a ton. So I'm excited to see what the Pentatonix have done with it. Additionally, I have heard that there's some sort of twist to this. So I am hoping that I really, really like it because I like this song so much. Let's get to it.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, red copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with string. These are a few of my favorite things. Cream colored.
Oh, there's so much that's happening. And I should have stopped it after the intro and just talked about how good the intro was, but I literally just got goosebumps and couldn't stop. Oh, I'm going to go back to the beginning. The tempo is more upbeat here, and there's something that feels almost like a teensy bit dark, which is really interesting because the original is so uplifting. It doesn't really focus on the scary things, but maybe it's also partly the design. It feels like somehow like Tim Burton to me. But the very, very beginning, let's talk about that intro. It starts on an ooh, which is a really wonderful way to begin a lot of a cappella arrangements. Oohs, they're like a softer, more inner vowel. Your mouth is more closed, and that draws an audience in more. Additionally, it's Mitch who's in the lead at that point, and oh my goodness, his voice just makes me melt. It's like so lovely. And you'll notice when they open to ah, it just has a feeling of expansion. And that's probably because their mouth is just opening more, right? Ah is an open vowel, ooh is a closed vowel. So just that little difference in opening the mouth is such a fun technique to put into a cappella arrangements. Of course, Pentatonix has amazing arrangements. So let's go back to that and talk about the delightfulness in it. And when all of them do it's a glottal attack on those ahs, which makes it really more crisp, and it adds a little bit of a rhythmic element. We don't have any beatboxing in here yet, right? We just had these really long ooh lines, and then you get a little bit of rhythmic splatter, if you will, and that helps prepare us and to be ready to dive in a little bit more. Though I must say that the dive in, it is really grabbing and sudden. Okay, one more time. There's something in Mitch's voice that I can't put my finger on that is haunting and gorgeous. It's just like the core sound in his voice. I think it's really it's beautiful.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers.
Sorry. There's so many little things that I love about this. I love acapella work. The I think that's called a reverse rise, essentially, that Kevin does. It's such a fun way to intro you into a section that's going to suddenly have some vocal percussion. So you might hear that a lot more now. If you're looking for it, it's a really good transitional element for a vocal percussion. Okay, whoo, back just a little again.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, red copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with string. These are a few of my favorite things. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things.
I'm fascinated by the way that they're sometimes dropping out the background vocals, and then Kevin, who is doing the vocal percussion here, it's really fascinating how he uses some higher pitched vocal percussion in a lot of these moments, and he'll avoid the kicks as well. So you get that sensation of like lots of drops and then nothing, and then drops and then nothing in the background vocals. It definitely makes my heart beat faster because of those quick changes. I think it's really fun, very engaging, and then a lot of the things that happen when they do come back in is really fast, da 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 da, kind of really quick movements. By the way, like a D and L combo can be really good when there's quick movement in voices and a cappella arrangements. I'm going to go back to that again. Listen to the way that they're playing with drops and reentrances in the background vocals.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, red copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with string. These are a few of my favorite things. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things.
There's also, I like the way that they're interspersing those really legato moments as well. So you have fast moments in the backing, and then all of a sudden you'll have much more legato ahs that are smoother and filling out the sound more like almost like a string bed would. And Kevin's vocal percussion, I hear just so many fun sounds that aren't necessarily taken off of a drum kit. I hear like little plays with breath in there too, like little, like almost like he's got hooves with just like a little tongue smack or something. There's a lot of extra sounds in there. They aren't just a snare or hi-hat, and it's really fun the way he's combined a bunch of sounds that are really experimenting with those higher sounds again. You hear those kicks come in sometimes when you hear more sound filled out, but when it's dropped, it's just a lot of variety of fun higher sounds. Okay, I'll go a little bit less far back, but I want to hear it again.
Favorite things. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things.
One last thing, Kirsten, right? Her lead vocals here, they work so well. She's when you have a group of a lot of guys, I would expect them to add a woman normally to add a lot higher range to it. But in her case, she has so much focus in that middle sound. She has a little bit of nasality in the sound too, which helps it cut. And she's got a really nice pop timbre there that lets it carry the melody and with really, really clear words, and it doesn't get muddied by the backing vocals. She's able to really pop out front and center. Part of that is going to be helped by mixing, but it can't be helped by mixing that much. She has to have it to begin with, and it helps her just stand out. It's a great, I'm very impressed by how well she's able to get her voice to pop while singing in a lower female range in particular.
These are a few of my favorite things. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I'll feel so bad.
This is really cool. I want to hop back for a little bit. Yes, good. Okay. I can grab them all here. We've got most of their faces. Mitch is turned away, but we already know Mitch. So on the far left, you have Kevin, who is doing vocal percussion. We have Mitch, who started with that beautiful tenor line. He's the high tenor in the group. And then you have Kirsten, obviously, in the middle here. We have our newest member of the group, Matt Sally. He is singing bass in this. And then Scott, who is on the far right, he's singing baritone. I do believe that they mix parts in and out quite a bunch too. So that is not to say they're always going to be on that part. They might shift if somebody else has a solo in an area, but that way you have all of their names and can respect all of their talents together. Really beautiful mix-ups of the beat from Kevin in there. It was he keeps it super, super interesting. I like that. And it's the same thing with the backing vocals. There's not too much repetition there. And from recording lots of a cappella tracks, it's nice when you have repetition because you might be able to just copy and paste this section. You don't have to record the same two notes over and over for the whole song or something, but that's not very interesting in the end, right? And that means that if you're going to have something like this that has got so many vocal layers in it, that's a lot of tracking, a lot of editing to be super, super, super specific. So I have massive respect for all of the little tiny details that are being added into the backing vocals. Let's go back. Right here? Oh yeah, I wanted to catch that section again.
These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I'll feel so bad.
Oh, cool. I like, we again rise into this section, right? Dropping out the bass again. And notice that in the when the dog bites section, I really like hearing Matt echo those lyrics down in the bass. It's just a little bit of something extra, but a lot of times backing vocals won't have the full lyrics that they're echoing unless it's more of a climactic or big moment. And here you hear Matt's voice even echoing it in the bass, which is one of the least likely areas to hear those lyrics as well. So back one more time. Back a little too far, but it's okay.
When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I'll feel so bad.
I like the choreography too. Whoa! Whoa, that was really cool modulation there.
Favorite things, and then I'll feel so bad.
That's beautiful. Take your So that was extra fun, this modulation, because from the la da das, initially you think they're going to land in one key, and then they twist it and turn it and land in a key that's even newer. So it was like a fake out modulation and then an actual modulation.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with string. These are a few of my favorite things.
Yeah, I totally feel like we're at an Alice in Wonderland tea party. That's where the Tim Burton vibes were coming from. But it's like holiday themed. I love it. Did I mention that I love Alice in Wonderland too? That's why this is particularly awesome.
Red copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper.
Ooh! I didn't catch it the first time. I was like, boo boo! He does like a cool like a pew pew thing as if it was in a video game.
On kittens, red copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up.
One more time. The pew pew is so good.
Red copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings.
Oh,
These
that's so
are
cool. And then right after that, he does that thing where he's switching up the beat. He gives like a little bit of a swung feeling just for a moment and then comes back.
raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, red copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with string. These are a few of my favorite things.
Colored ponies and crisp apple strudels.
Toy bells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles.
Wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things.
When the
I like that. I like getting to hear a few of them take that over there. for a
toy
bit.
bells and sleigh
Whoops, one more.
Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels.
toy bells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles.
Wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things.
It's amazing to hear these three guys back to back and just notice the different amazing qualities in their voices. It's important to have complementary strengths when you have a group like this. And with Matt's voice, you hear that depth and warmth in it, right? Immediately you go, okay, yeah, that guy's probably got a really good low end that it just sounds like that voice is always ready to drop. And then Mitch's voice has like almost like angelic quality in there. There's a sweetness and a tenderness in it as well. And then Scott's has got a bit of a combo of the two, but kind of similar to Kirsten. He's also got a way to just laser through. It's got like some really good pop training in there. If you're going to be the guy that's in the middle, you need to be able to figure out how to get that voice through all of this stuff as well. So really nice to hear them one after another and say like, they're just three amazing singers with really great complementary voices. Let's listen to that one more time. I love that break.
Ponies and crisp apple strudels.
toy bells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles.
Wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things.
When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad.
Wait. I feel just utterly amused that one of Scott's favorite things is a skull. They like all picked up various favorite things and like most of them I'm like, yeah, that totally makes, and the skull. It's so good, guys. Oh, this is fun. There really is this like undertone of something a little creepy in it, but it works. It feels has like a certain modernness to it. Like, hey, your favorite things don't have to be packages tied with ribbon, right? It could be something that is just you, and maybe you've got a new kind of flair to life and you have a different kind of favorite thing. Maybe you love a skull. I really dig that moment. Very, very nice touch all.
When I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad.
Ooh, the doo-doo-doos have really, really cool spatialization in the headphones. So yeah, give this a listen straight through on headphones sometime when you get a chance. It's really worth it to just try and place all of the sounds around and hear how it's been mixed. I love the way that they're playing with doo-doos and da-da-das and la-da-das. That's so fun how they're just choosing different vowels and consonants too to play with that. And I love the way that they're shifting it around in pitch too. It's got just some really fun little bits here and there and here and there. It's like a Christmas tree that's full of tons of really delightful ornaments. There was also, it might be a little bit of a filter that was put on or a slightly different reverb. Every now and then you'll hear something that sounds like a little fuzzy in some way. And that is part of what makes it feel just a teensy bit creepy to me sometimes. Like just has that extra like weird twistedness. It's kind of fascinating. That one has it. That like extra filter. Love that. That has the filter on it again. And it's in this year. I love the way that Kevin, when he's doing that, it looks like he's like playing a piano or something there. Great camera work, man. Oh, I love it. That's such a cool ending. It feels like a little circusy somehow. It has like, as they're going on that da at the very end, it has a moment where it has a dissonant harmony that's added in there, which is part of what makes it feel like a little funky, like a circus, a little off kilter. I love the steampunk style, obviously. One more time. So many kicks in a row. Right. Wonderful. I feel like that was such a fun take on a classic. I like the way that they shifted it. It feels like they've really taken a modern twist to it while adding also like a little ancientness with a steampunk vibe. That's fun. It almost feels timeless in a lot of ways in how they've shifted it. I really dig the arrangement. It was nice to have something it feels fresh and new. Like they added a little bit of their stamp to it, but it still really reminded me of the original. So I didn't feel like they had butchered it in some way and made it indistinguishable from the original song. I liked the little elements, the kind of quirkiness that they brought to it. It was really fun. And I have to just say, again, I think that their voices work so well together. I love hearing each of them take moments when they solo. I love how well they work together as a team, either doing backing vocals or taking the spotlight. Each of them is very capable of that. And I just think that this arrangement was so much fun. It kept things alive and shifting throughout. It was just lots of fantastic ear candy everywhere. Really fun. And then I liked the movement and the set as well. It was really fun to see spinning, really fun to see the camera zoom in on people for special moments, see personality of each character coming alive as well. The skull moment with Scott is going to stand out to me a lot. From now on, I will always think of my favorite things and remember that one of his favorite things is apparently a skull. It was great. It was a great moment. Really just enjoyed this so thoroughly. Well worth the wait for over a year. I hope that all of you enjoyed it just as much. And do go back and watch it all the way through on their channel as well. Remember to wear some awesome headphones so you can hear that surround sound. It's really, really cool to listen to. You can find me here every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. Arizona time. That's when we have live premieres and there's a chat and there are no commercials. It's a great time. You can also find me on Patreon And you can find me at thecharismaticvoice.com, where I have a course about singing and also about music appreciation, or just learning about more music in general. And if you want to make recommendations, I definitely suggest you do that in the comments below the video. That is where we look for your recommendations the most, and we track what you recommend as well. I hope to see you somewhere soon.